Hi everyone, it's Wednesday. And what do we do on Wednesdays?
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
Hi everybody, I'm Ginny. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and Mercari, and I also co-own a consignment and resale store in Denver, Colorado. And today is Wednesday, so today's video is dedicated to information about the brick and mortar shop. One of the things that I did when I first opened the shop was join every group and forum I could on the subject of consignment and owning a brick and mortar store. There wasn't very much information about it. If you are on Poshmark, you know that there are 57,000 people on YouTube talking to you about how to be successful on Posh, but there really isn't all that much on how to be successful running a brick and mortar store. The forums were a great help, and information about all the different forums will be in the description. But one of the questions that comes up a whole lot on the forums and groups is consign versus buying outright. So when a person consigns their clothing, they bring it to you, you go through it and you decide what things that you can take or will sell in your shop. You have them sign a contract, you come up with a split for money, and at the end of your consignment period, they get paid, they pick up their clothing or you donate their clothing, and that's how consignment works. You have very little risk as the owner of the store because you don't own the clothing. If it doesn't sell, all it's done is take up space. When you buy outright, also known as BOR, when you buy outright, you give the owner of the clothes some money. The clothes become yours, and now you have laid out money for those clothes, and now you have risk. You have all the risk, actually. There's drawbacks to consigning. There's drawbacks to BOR, but there's also upsides to both. And this video is about the things that I've found in the last year and why I'm leaning more towards buying outright than I am consigning. The very first reason to consign is the fact that it's less risky. You own nothing except the fixtures and the walls and the lease, and you have a list of people who have consigned. That's what you own personally, is a list, a lease, and the fixtures, which is fine if you're going to be in your location for a very long time. If you find that this is not for you, or you move, but there is a reason why you need to get out of the shop, you need to sell, your shop is going to be worth way less because all you own is fixtures, a list of consigners, and a lease. You don't own the clothing that's in your shop. So the value of the shop is less than you think it is because you don't have things to hold in your hand to say, let me sell you this. And the goodwill of the consigners is worth something. There is value in that, but honestly, there is absolutely nothing to say that if the consigners don't like you as a new owner, that they will keep coming back. And if they don't come back, then you don't have inventory at all. While consigning is less risky, it's also risky in other ways. One of the things over the year that I found is that if you own the clothing, you actually make more money in the long run. When we first started, we had friends who gave us clothing. They donated. We have some consigners. I was a roller derby coach, so I know lots and lots of women, and they came through in spades when we said, hey, we want to open this shop, but we have no inventory, please help. We also did some sourcing on our own. So we went to thrift shops, we went to other consignment shops, and we purchased inventory that was ours from the start. So on day one, when we opened our doors, we owned inventory. And I think that was a really good thing. I didn't have to worry about consigners bringing in the wrong season. In a 90-day period, if someone comes in and they're bringing you, let's just say, 5 pairs of jeans, and they want to consign, and let's say they're there for 60 days, and we don't do this anymore, but most consignment stores have a stair step sale price. So on the first day it's there, it's worth $20. On the 30-day mark, it drops by 25%. On the 60-day mark, it drops by whatever it is. But let's say that you have a $20 item that sells on day 31 for $15. And you have to split that. Our split in the store is 60-40, which means I would get $9 for that item and the owner would get $6 for that item. If they had come in and I purchased that pair of jeans for, let's say, $3, just for easy numbers, and it sold for $15, then the store actually gets $12 instead of $9. Now, we do have the risk of that not selling and sitting for a year. But in the long run, when you pick things that will actually sell well, you're going to make more money. The big thing on buying versus consigning is more risk equals more reward. You also have to know what you're going to buy for. Let's say at the end of the summer, people are going to get rid of those clothes, their summer clothes, in order to buy some winter clothes. The end of summer is actually a perfect time to buy those because you're going to be able to buy them really low, $1 or $2 an item, steam, wash, store over the winter, so that when you start bringing out your summer clothes or your spring clothes, you already have inventory. The upside of buying outright means that your clothing belongs to you. If you sell your shop, you have inventory to add to the amount that you're asking for your store. But you also have to have this extra money to be able to buy clothing. If you buy clothes that are timeless or that really just got in fashion and you think you're going to be in fashion for the next 2 or 3 years, then you bought it now and you have it inventory for a longer period of time. The risk of that, of course, is that if you don't sell it and it goes out of style, then you still have this piece of clothing. So one of the things you will have to remember is sort of like the stock market, you buy low and you sell high. Places like Plato's Closet and Clothes Mentor purchase the clothes from you. And those are 2 fairly large franchises, and if it didn't work, they wouldn't stay in business. A suggestion from me is to have a set price that you pay for different items. All blouses, all t-shirts are $1, no matter what they are. All blouses are $2. $4 for a pair of jeans. Swimwear is X amount. So when somebody comes in and you decide you want to go ahead and purchase the clothes, you're not giving Jennifer more money than you're giving Kathy. And they know if you buy something that it will be this amount. So when they come in again, that $2 blouse is still worth $2. It doesn't drop down to $1. Or you buy it for $3 and the next time they come in they say, well, it was $3 last time. So have some kind of a set price. That's what we do, except for that one person who brings in all the high end. Then I kind of weigh out how much this would sell for, and since we have 2 platforms for sale, not just our shop but our online shop, I actually use solds on Poshmark and Mercari to determine what I'm thinking that I'll get if I put this online as well. But remember, you do have risk. So if you're going to spend $60 on a Kate Spade bag, you have to know absolutely that you're going to be able to get your money back for that, plus at least twice. And that's just my thing. If you want 4 times, if you only want to double, it's completely up to you. It's your business. There are times when somebody brings something in that I really want and I know will sell well and fast, that we go ahead and we pay up for that. One of the downsides is you do have to store it when you are not in that season if you choose. You also do need to know your inventory. You do need to know that you already have 17 red sweaters, so you don't need an 18th. It can be something that's looked up, or it can be, if our place is fairly small, so I know our inventory. You also need to do inventory for taxes at the end of the year. On a consignment store where you don't own any of the clothing, you don't really have an inventory to count. When you own the clothing, you need to know how much you spent during the year and how much of that is still hanging in your shop, because you can't write off the amount that's still hanging in your shop. So you do have to do inventory at the end of the year. And if you own everything in your shop and you're a resale shop, then that's a lot of inventory to go through if you're a larger store. Some of the tips that I have for buy outright: first, have a daily budget. It keeps you from overspending, but you know what your finances are. We don't always stick to our daily budget. When something fabulous comes in, I'll steal from tomorrow's budget. Or, the heck, I own the place. I know how much money I have. Also, if you are really wanting to keep your money in the store, offer more for store credit. So $5 for this or $6 for store credit. And then hopefully your money stays in the shop instead and people are almost trading. If you have a limit for each type of item, like $4 for jeans, unless they are some amazing never worn pair of $150 new with tag Free People jeans, pay up for it. But be fair. Having an amount every day or for each item just makes it fair for everyone. But again, go with your gut on pricing. Pay attention to the brands. Some places, my shop is not so brand conscious. The demographic here is style and how cute is that? Not necessarily what brand it is. Your store may be different, but there are some brands that we don't take. If you can buy the brand currently at Kohl's or Target or Walmart, we're probably not going to take it, because you can still buy that in stores, or something very similar. This sweater, you can probably still get something very, very close to that currently at Kohl's for $4 more than you would end up buying it in my store. So we don't take that kind of thing anymore. Know what is in style now. So my daughter and I try and go a couple of times a month and sit at the mall. And we sit at the mall and we take notes. The age group and the colors that are in style, the style. So sometimes jeans are destroyed. These girls are wearing jeans that are 5 threads, and I have no idea how they're staying on their body, but that's a current style that we see all the time. Fluffy sweaters, cropped fluffy sweaters are everywhere in Denver, Colorado. So when those come in, we buy them quickly and then they leave quickly. Our demographic is closer to my age than my daughter's age. So we try and keep that in mind when we're purchasing. We are getting more of her, she's 20, we're getting more of that age group in. That time at the mall or whatever stores that you have where you're not buying, you're watching. People watching will tell you what's in style, what you should buy, and kind of how much you should buy it for, really. If you only see a few people wearing that, then maybe you don't buy as many. In December, my husband and I went to visit our 2 daughters that are on the West Coast. And my middle daughter took us to a bunch of boutiques. And in California currently, high-waisted mom jeans are so in. They were everywhere. They have not made their way east to Denver, but I'm already starting to find those vintage high-waisted jeans, because I know that fashion is going to make its way over here, and I will already have that in stock. Going to the mall and watching is great. Wandering around the stores that sell the brands that you are buying and see what price those are new, so that you have an idea of what to buy those for, or what to price them at if you're consigning them. So those are some tips and tricks and my information about consigning versus buying outright. I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you did and you like this kind of content, please subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up on your way out. It really helps us as a brand new channel. My name is Ginny. Thanks for watching, and remember, secondhand should be your first choice.